mountains down here, but we're gonna be taking some back roads and, you know, just doing some spirited driving. So I'm actually about to meet up with my buddy. He has a C7 Pro Charge, and then from there we're gonna roll out and meet up with some other people. So I'm in the SS, but I put the stock wheels back on. I took off the drag radials just for, you know, some ride comfort, and plus it's not really good to have drag radials when going around turns and stuff like that. So anyways, I figured I would bring you guys along. It's like 7 something in the morning, so we're gonna meet up, like I said, with these people and then head out from there. Kind of wanted to bring you guys along, see what it's like. And I don't know about y'all, but these Stripes gas stations down here feel like they've gone to shit. They're not as clean as like they used to be. And over here, Stripes usually has the best E85. You know, one time I got like 90% ethanol, but now it's kind of been going downhill. Sometimes I get like 75 or something like that, which is still not that bad, but still. I mainly just come here just for the E. So I'm not a big fan of how the car looks like with the stock wheels. I was kind of thinking about maybe sending the stock wheels out and getting them painted kind of like in that black chrome. I think that would be nice. I think that would kind of tie everything back in, because it looks good with the weld wheels. At least the fitment looks okay. So up here I have spacers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're like 20 mil spacers. And back here, same thing, but with an additional 3 mil spacer, so about 23 millimeters. I would really like a concave wheel, but we can't run too much of an aggressive wheel on these cars, just simply because there's not enough space in the rear. Golly. That's that Justin tune.
It's the LPF Mustang.
Oh shit. Chop's a little different too.
Yeah.
You guys?
Order?
Z06 looks good. I don't don't know where exactly we're going. They said something about heading up to 105 and then cutting left. I don't know, but they said it's a pretty good route. So. So the relay took a shit. Luckily I had a backup, but I think both relays are going out because I noticed my intake air temperature shot up to like 141, and I immediately knew, I'm like, okay, I think the pump's not working. So I had an extra relay, but I think it's old. I need to get new ones, so I popped that one in, and you know, the pump should turn on as soon as I key on the car, but it doesn't turn on until after I actually turn on the car. So we might have to cut it short, and then I'll just go pick up some relays some other day. But for right now, I'm just gonna drop some ice in there. So that should help a little bit.
Good.
My bad.
He was like, "Who is it?" And I was like, "My orange LPF Mustang." And he's like, "Yep." But yeah, he said like a base.
All right, so we ended up stopping at O'Reilly's. Good thing there was one really close to the gas station, and I just went inside. They had a couple relays, so I got one and popped it in, and it seems like the pump is working. So I think it's just the other relays that I had in, they're old already. I think they're like 5 years old. So yeah, hopefully with this one, this will at least last till I get home. I mean, it should. It's a new relay. I don't think it's a pump. But anyway, so we're gonna continue with this cruise. I think we still got about like another hour and a half. Shortly after we stopped and switched out the relay for my car, we only made it a couple miles over, and we ended up pulling over into the gas station. The orange Mustang that's with us unfortunately kind of lost its brakes. I don't know if he ended up boiling the brake fluid, but he lost brakes for a bit, and yeah, it was pretty scary. I know I would have been scared shit. But anyways, we let the car kind of cool down a bit, and it seems like he got brakes back, so we're back on the road. some people are going to kind of hang back there with him, and just to make sure that everything's okay with them. So overall, I mean, this is pretty awesome. I mean, everybody's looking out for each other, and everybody's willing to help out. So it's always a good time whenever you have good people. I probably need to reach out to the tuner about. One thing I did notice that if I run into the gas station, so if I pull over and turn off the car, as soon as I turn off the car, I get a message saying key left inside the car, which, you know, I don't know what that's about. So I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully I just need a new battery. The other two things that might be tune related is whenever I come back out and I get in the car and I go to turn it on, it takes a little bit longer than normal to turn on. I had this issue a long time ago with a different tuner, so I think it's just a setting. Maybe one of the tables needs to get adjusted, and so I'm gonna reach out to Justin and see if he can fix that. And then the other thing too is whenever I try to use the paddle shifters, it's great at wide open throttle, the car will upshift, but if I'm doing some spirited driving and I want to shift the car like at 3,000 RPM or something like that, it feels like it kind of, you know, jerks a little bit, almost like, you know, if you're driving a manual car and you shift a little too early. So I don't think it should be doing that. But besides that, I mean, the car did well. It's fantastic. It's hard to believe, at least to me, that this car is already 10 years old. In my mind, it's still like, you know, 3-4 years old, but it's almost 10 years, if not 10 years. I mean, this is a 2015 model. But besides that, had a great time. So if you guys like, you know, this kind of content, let me know. Please leave a comment, you know, make make sure you like, subscribe, and just give me some feedback. Catch you guys on the next one. Well, I was gonna end the video, but a couple hours later, this decided to show up. It would have been sweet if I had this earlier in the week. I could have installed it, but oof. Carbon fiber steering wheel. So it comes with all the trim pieces. This is carbon, and then these pieces are carbon too, along with the paddle shifters too. Yeah. Oof. I went with the white stripe right here, since the car is white, and I think this will go perfect with the hood. Front lips carbon. Now the steering wheel is going to be carbon. Then eventually I think I'm going to get the trunk lid carbon as well. Man, that looks good. So yeah, pretty excited to get this in. Stay tuned.